Welcome back, everybody. It is time for another episode of Catholic Cocktails. This is the weekly program. It's a video presentation that you are watching on YouTube, courtesy of Salt and Light Catholic Radio in Boise, Idaho. It's a weekly series that we highlight some of the famous, somewhat infamous saints in our Catholic faith, and we raise a glass and toast them and teach you a little bit more about them.
So each week, as you know, we introduce the drink and the saint right here, saint of the week or of the day. We set up all the ingredients and what you're going to need. Then we send it over to Teresa Zepeda. She gives a little bit more background on the saint. Then she sends it back here. We make the drink and we talk about what she shared.
All right. Well, this week we will be highlighting Saint Hyacinth, which you may not know that much about him.
Yeah,
he was known as the Apostle of the North due to his incredible missionary efforts up in Northern Europe. And the cocktail that we are going to honor Saint Hyacinth with is the Ginger Bison, which maybe it's a red-headed bison. Maybe that's what it means. I'm not sure.
Like the Highland cows,
Yeah.
except a bison or something.
The ingredients you're going to need, we would prefer the bison grass vodka, but it is very difficult to get a hold of.
If you have some, you're lucky.
Yes, so hang on to it if you have it.
Seriously.
Also, some ginger ale, some bitters, and a lime wedge as garnish.
Sounds refreshing. So as far as hardware and glassware goes, no changes. You need your shaker, strainer, ice, and a cocktail glass.
All right. So now we know what we're going to make and sort of how we're going to do it. Let's send it over to Teresa Zepeda and learn more about Saint Hyacinth.
We raise a glass today to Saint Hyacinth of Poland. Saint Hyacinth was born in Silesia, Poland in 1185 to noble parents. He received a stellar education and eventually obtained the degrees of Doctor of Law and Divinity. He accompanied his uncle, the Bishop of Krakow, to Rome. And who did he meet there of all people? Saint Dominic. Hyacinth was so impressed with Dominic that he wished to join the newly found order of preachers. In fact, Saint Hyacinth was one of the first to join the Dominican order. He got a special dispensation so that he only had to complete the novitiate in 6 months. He then traveled, intending to establish the Dominican order in Poland. And as he traveled, he preached and converted people to Catholicism. He met with great success in Poland and went on to the northern countries of Prussia, Pomerania, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and even crossed the Baltic Sea into Russia. As a result of this, ecclesiastical historians give him the title of Apostle to the North. But his travels didn't end there. He went on as far as the Aegean Sea, then to China and Tibet. And he is, if he's not the greatest traveler, he's one of the greatest travelers of that time, or perhaps of many times. He also is given the title by ecclesiastical historians of Thaumaturgos. Let me try that again. Thaumaturgus of his age. Thaumaturgus, obviously a very complicated word, a fancy word that means miracle worker. He obtained this obviously because of the many miracles that he performed. One of his best known happened while the city of Kiev was being sieged by the Tartars. St. Hyacinth was celebrating Mass when he finished to find that the Tartars were invading the city. Still in his vestments, he grabbed the ciborium and was making a quick exit out of the building when he passed a statue of Our Lady. He heard her voice, "Please don't leave me." Despite the size and weight of this alabaster statue, he shouldered the statue along with the ciborium and led the community out of Kiev. They came to the Dnieper River, which is a very deep river, too deep to wade across. But he led the community walking across the river. And there are historical accounts that one could view his footprints across that river for a century. As a result of this miracle and his superhuman strength in carrying this alabaster statue of Our Lady, he is called the patron of weightlifters. Due to another miracle, he's called the patron of pierogi, which is probably one of the most famous dishes that Poland has given us. Another famous thing that Poland has given us is vodka, specifically Zambrówka vodka or bison grass vodka. So today we are going to lift a glass to the patron saint of weightlifters with a Ginger Bison cocktail.
As always, Catholic Cocktails is filmed right here in the Harp Irish Pub in beautiful Meridian, Idaho. And standing behind me, bartender extraordinaire Garrett. And today we are going to make this drink in honor of Saint Hyacinth. Now, it calls for bison grass vodka, but anybody who is a big Zambrówka fan here in the state of Idaho, it is very difficult to get our hands on some. So instead, we're going to use another vodka. And what are we using today, Garrett?
We are going to use Stoli Gold, which is a great potato vodka. It's, of course, Russian, because you got to drink Russian vodka.
Now, we were talking, while Teresa was talking, we were kind of mentioning about, I guess I always assumed that vodka was made from potatoes. And, of course, all the Idaho ones are probably made of potatoes because, well, we're in Idaho. But are there some other options or ingredients that you can make vodka out of?
Yes. After, I don't know if it had to do with famine or whatnot, but a lot of countries moved to wheat vodka. Unless you're a serious vodka drinker, you won't be able to tell the difference, but for a serious vodka person, you definitely can tell the difference. Potato vodka is usually much stronger, but it also has way better flavor.
Okay. And then what else are we going to need to make this?
We're going to need good old Angostura bitters, some fresh limes, that'll be for garnish and squeezing in, and then ginger ale.
All right. Well, that's what we're going to need, and now we're going to step back and watch Garrett make this delicious drink in honor of Saint Hyacinth.
Alrighty, so for the Ginger Bison, you're going to need a highball glass. Nothing too fancy for this one. We're going to pour in our bison grass vodka, or in our case, Stoli Gold. Our 2 dashes of bitters. And we're going to add ice. And we're going to top it with ginger ale. And we're going to add a straw, and then our limes for garnish, which you will squeeze in when you are ready to drink.
And we are back, and we are ready to try the Ginger Bison. I'll let you have the straw. In fact, ladies first. You probably...
I was going to say it was rude of you last week.
Last week, I just totally dove in, and I was wrong, so my apologies.
Oh, I would drink that. It's like a...
You just did.
like order it.
You would order that?
I would order it,
All
yeah.
right. Now, we were supposed to squeeze these in, so maybe that's going to add...
Just put them in there.
Just put them in?
Mash them down in there.
I don't know about that.
Just kind of... Oh, right, you don't like lime. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
Yeah.
Very summery, in my opinion.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Little
Try it.
effervescence from the ginger ale.
If you like ginger ale.
Good flavor from vodka, which I don't drink a lot of vodka drinks. I'm more of a bourbon guy myself.
What
do you have vodka drinks?
No, I usually go with like a whiskey or an amaretto.
Yeah.
Although there is a strawberry lemonade drink that has a vodka base that I like.
Okay. So that's my resolution for the new year.
Let's drink more vodka.
Drink more vodka drinks. Well, let's talk about St. Hyacinth, some of the things that Teresa had alluded to. Apostle of the North. So this was very interesting. Now, last week, of course, we talked about St. Dominic.
Yes.
Well, and of course the Order of the Preachers, the Dominicans. Hyacinth was one of the first Dominicans.
Right. He was influenced by St. Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think he saw one of his miracles, and St. Dominic's miracles, and that's kind of what pushed him to start his call and journey towards religious life.
Absolutely. So, patron of weightlifters, that was kind of interesting to me.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Should have prayed to him at the gym yesterday.
With that upper body workout.
Yeah.
During an attack in Kiev, Hyacinth actually was able to lift the ciborium and a statue of our Blessed Mother and carried them both to safety.
Wow. So just nonchalant, threw it over his shoulder.
Pick it up. Who knows how, the ciborium can't weigh that much, but a statue, I don't know.
But for a man to pick up by himself?
That's true. I don't know. It is a miracle.
Are you just picking up statues, Brian?
Well, the statue definitely would have been a little heavy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a little.
Little more than a trip to the grocery store. So
one trip.
So it was an incredible miracle. So miracle worker,
right?
Perhaps.
You might say, who says God doesn't give us superpowers?
Yeah.
Come at me, bro.
Well, you think about that word miracle, and do we notice the many miracles that happen around us? I guess that would kind of be our challenge this week for those of you watching.
Little moments.
Yeah,
Little
exactly.
Moments.
To really take in those miracles. Sometimes it's a miracle we even get out of bed in the morning.
Amen.
But throughout the day, are we really taking stock in the many miracles that happen all around us every day?
Yep. Find those little tiny moments, or I like to call them God moments. They're really great. They help you kind of change your perspective on the day. If you're going through your day with that lens of being like, where can I find God moments? Where can I find small moments of joy? For me, I know a lot of the time it can come in smells. I really enjoy out driving through the fields. You'll smell mint, and it's like that was a God moment.
Yeah.
Or sunsets for a lot of people, or sunrises. Stuff like that.
So just the miracle of our senses, that we should thank God for the blessings that we have, sight and smell and taste, to be able to enjoy delicious drinks here at the Harp. But
exactly.
Just when you take in those things, to just take a moment and thank God for the fact that we are able to enjoy the many blessings that he's given us. Okay, it's time for last call. Sometimes in the book, Drinking with the Saints, there's these little snippets of information. So we thought we would share this one because we love it when Trinity talks Polish.
Yes,
or tries
fluent,
any kind of.
Don't you know? So in the little brown box on page 219, last call, it says, an old-fashioned Polish exclamation that is equivalent for our holy smoke is Świetnie tetskie pierogami.
I think holy smoke works much easier myself.
Which is translated to Saint Hyacinth and his pierogi.
Ah.
So I probably got the right there on the end, but like Saint Hyacinth himself, the potato stuffed dumplings called pierogi are the pride of Poland. Which, if you haven't had pierogies, they're delicious.
Yeah, absolutely. So that might be something you want to pair with your Ginger Bison, is have a plate of pierogies.
And Ginger Bison.
I don't see anything wrong with that. So anyway, special thanks once again to the fine folks here at the Harp. Thanks to Teresa Zapeta for all the wonderful information she gives us week in, week out. And thank you for watching. Make sure that you subscribe and leave some comments down below.
Please,
maybe you have some thoughts. Maybe you've tried the drink and you have some things that you want to share. By all means,
or
comments
if you
below.
make your drink different, let us know.
Yeah.
We would like to hear if there's different variations on the drink, and you're like, I actually hate bison grass vodka or something like that.
I've never met a person that said that.
I don't. That was a lie. That was a fantasy.
Heresy.
Cut it out. Fix and post.
So who are we talking about next week?
Next week we are talking about Saint Lupus, I believe is how it's pronounced, and the drink is the Burgundy Bishop.
All right. Well, don't miss Catholic Cocktails next week right here on YouTube. It's a presentation of Salt and Light Catholic Radio here in Boise. Until then, St. Hyacinth, pray for us. Cheers.
Bye, everybody.